Yeah, I don't really like the notion of that either. It didn't look like he won, and then he's getting a title shot. I think people are a little bit sour about that. I just want to fight. I want to be as active as possible. I want to fight as much as frequently as I possibly can. Yeah, I just want to get back to what I do and what.
But a lot of this could have been calmed down. A lot of this could have been quieted, could have been subdued, if perhaps, I don't know, the face of the company would have gone to the press conference and said, look, that was a great fight. That was a great round. We're going to rebook it right away. He will live to fight another day, and we stand by him. Of course, that didn't happen. Instead, this is what you got from UFC President Dana White.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fights.
Tom Aspinall has finally exploded after what went down at UFC 321. The British heavyweight is furious with Ciryl Gane after suffering a brutal eye poke that ended one of the most anticipated fights of the year in a no contest. In his first public comments since the incident, Tom didn't hold back. He revealed that Gane had already been warned twice by the referee to keep his fingers closed before the accidental poke occurred, a detail that's now fueling outrage among fans and fighters alike.
What's he doing? The left one was really deep. The left one was really deep.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
got warned twice before it.
Yeah,
twice before he got warned for it.
Mike Bisping, he lost his eye. It's just a horrendous thing to think as a parent, really. And I know what it's like these days with people saying what they want, but if it's just your son and they could lose an eye and their health and they've got children to look after, you know, something needs doing about it. Yeah, it's horrendous for me to look.
They've done that on the UFC broadcast, by the way, and humiliated Ciryl Gane for what he was fucking doing. That doesn't happen by accident. And you can hear Aspinall's team, what the fuck is this? A double poke? I just think Ciryl Gane's a dirty fucking cheat. I'm disgusted in that, like. I'm fucking disgusted. Because you can fucking take someone's eyesight for life doing that shit. All because the pressure's getting you and you're feeling the hate. What the fuck are you doing in there then? There should be a fine and a suspension for that level of shit, in my opinion. Because if you're going to fight like that, you're going to fucking blind people. But let's take a look at what Dana White had to say.
Guys, I just got fucking poked knuckle deep in the eyeball. What the f? Why are you booing? What am I supposed to do about it? I didn't do the fucking poke. I can't see.
Tom, they should not be booing. I agree with you. You waited a long time for this moment. Talk to the disappointment of this being how it ends.
This is bullshit. The fight was just getting going.
Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane just took place in the main event of UFC 321, or did it really? Ciryl Gane eye pokes Tom Aspinall at the end of round one. We had a very competitive round of fighting that I thought Ciryl Gane was slightly getting the edge of, but Tom Aspinall was starting to find his timing on Ciryl. Landed a good right hand before the end, but Cyryl's jab was popping. Cyryl's jab was popping in that fight. Tom Aspinall had a bit of a nosebleed. And then Ciryl Gane lands his signature move. No, not the back of the head shots that he lands in every single fight he has ever. Not the back of the head shots that he lands in every single fight ever, nearly in every single finishing sequence he's ever had ever in his entire...
As earlier in the fight, Gane had already grazed him with another eye poke during a takedown attempt, something Tom says should have been a major warning sign. He described the incident as disgusting and careless, saying it completely changed the tone of the fight. After waiting over a year for this moment, recovering from injuries, and preparing for what was supposed to be his defining performance, Tom says he's now frustrated, angry, and heartbroken by how it all ended.
Didn't want to continue in the fight. I mean, could you imagine if you're Tom Aspinall listening to that? Could you imagine? I mean, we know that no one from the UFC was with him at the hospital. We saw that on his video blog. Could you imagine how this guy must be feeling on this Monday? Everyone calling him into question, his heart into question, because he got poked in the eye multiple times, one of them knuckle deep, and his promoter is saying Tom didn't want to continue. Not Tom was fouled with an illegal strike, multiple illegal strikes. Let me ask you a question. If that happened in some alternate universe to AJ, to Anthony Joshua, what do you think Eddie Hearn is saying? Eddie Hearn's probably still at the hospital with him. That's the difference. That's what I talk about. How do you think Tom feels on this Monday? Do you think he wanted it to end like that? Do you think that Tom was saying to himself, you know what? I got a bloody nose. The going got tough here. Peace out, guys. I'm out. Again, the fight wasn't as one-sided as people want you to believe. Yeah, I know it was weird that he was bloody. And yeah, I know it was weird that he was losing a round. We never see him lose rounds. We never see it go past the 2 minute and 2 second mark. That's his fight average going into this fight. But do you guys really think that he was looking for a way out?
I'm mad, and I don't know who I'm mad at. I'm either mad at Ciryl or I'm mad at Tom. Something about this, though, was very off. Look, the fight, they were kind of getting to know each other. They were kind of feeling each other out. Tom did everything right, by the way. He came out there, he threw the big bombs, but Ciryl was slipping.
What he does when when his first plan of action doesn't work, what's he checked down to? Is he gonna wrestle? Can he compete with Ciryl Gane on his feet for 25 minutes? And I don't get any of those answers, and just like everybody at home, I'm disappointed.
Being poked in the eye is illegal, Brendan, but to fight with one eye is very common.
I'm saying online that Tom Aspinall was struggling against Ciryl Gane. He was getting found out. He quit because he just didn't want it in there with Ciryl Gane. He starts throwing an eye poke. Do I think that's a coincidence? Not at all. Just like it wasn't a coincidence when it happened earlier in the fight. When Aspinall did shoot for a takedown at one point, the fingers immediately go into the eyes of Tom Aspinall. Now, I've got a little clip here of the closing sequence of the fight. Let's watch this again.
Apparently Tom's saying that he can't see. That's not a good look, pardon the pun. Sit. The fight's been called off. Everyone's pissed off, the crowd's booing, obviously that's a terrible shame. Oh man, what an anticlimax. Hey guys, how we doing? I gotta get to work. Now.
This thing, live reaction.
Oh man. It was a really entertaining fight, really entertaining round. Hey buddy, how you doing? This thing. What's up, buddy? I gotta get to work. I'm doing something as well. I don't know what to say. Jesus Christ. All right, so obviously the main event ended in a fashion that nobody wants to see. It was a tremendous fight. Ciryl Gane and Tom Aspinall were going toe-to-toe, and it was shaping up to be a tremendous title fight. It really was. And we were going to see Tom Aspinall taken out of the first round. You know, a lot of people online are talking a lot of saying that he quit. The reality is, Ciryl was looking good. He damaged Tom, he busted the nose up early. They both landed some shots. Tom landed a really good low kick. Ciryl was looking smooth.
For it to end because of what he called a dirty, accidental but repeated foul. Aspinall revealed he couldn't see out of his right eye, and the pain was so intense that continuing would have been irresponsible and dangerous. But instead of sympathy, a wave of criticism followed. A section of the MMA community turned on him, labeling him soft, weak, and even accusing him of quitting. To make things worse, Dana White himself questioned the stoppage at the post-fight press conference, saying, "Only Tom knows if he could have continued or not."
Everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know? I think that after the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off. He looked damn good tonight.
Yeah, what did you think about the fight on its way to the eye poke? What did you take from those 4 minutes?
Good. Looked like we were in for a few rounds and it was going to be a good fight.
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah, total pain in the ass, but yes.
Ciryl, first of all, thank you so much for stopping by. Super difficult moment. Can I get your immediate reaction, please?
I don't know exactly. Just disappointed. We put a lot of energy, like I say, and I'm just sorry because at first for me, but also for the people, for Aspinall, for everybody. This is the law of this sport. Sometimes this happening. I remember this happening also for myself. It's like that. It's like that.
For people that didn't see the build-up to this fight, all the programs, etc., can you just let people know the kind of investment and the commitment you made to preparing for this fight?
Yeah, that's why I'm really a bit disappointed, because of the energy, the sacrifice, all of this, and unfortunately this happening. If there are not issue, he win or I win, like okay, this is but like that, no, I'm not happy about this.
You did have 3 minutes or so in the Octagon with Tom Aspinall, caused some damage. You know, from your thoughts, you've been in there, you felt him a little bit. Like, what did you learn?
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful fight. This is exactly what I expected from Tom. Exactly what I expected for myself. Also, we did very well. I think I'm gonna watch that. But yeah.
I want to get your thoughts, guys. Obviously, I'm going to do the quick reaction show with Brett Okamoto, and I've got Submission Radio morning after tomorrow. But I want to get your thoughts below. What do we do next? Obviously, do we just do a immediate rematch here? Because I don't know what we do with this situation. The other thing as well is Ciryl Gane actually doing pretty good in this fight. You know, he wasn't winning it, but he made Tom Aspinall bleed. He was able to stop the takedowns. He looked seemingly like he was going to do a lot better than what a lot of people predicted, what I predicted. And that was on the way to the stoppage. So not only was Tom Aspinall unable to fight, not only was the main event canceled, not only was he put in this terrible position where he had to make the decision, because you don't want to go out there unable to see and then have to fight. Tom Aspinall absolutely made the right decision there. But also doing that after Ciryl Gane found some kind of success against him in that octagon. Not only did Tom Aspinall have to endure the John Jones ducking.
It was deep. Ciryl Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Ciryl was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from two big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Ciryl was landing beautiful jabs, circling all around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be such a sweet fight. And I thought Tom was going to go out there and kind of run through Ciryl. That was going to be a very interesting fight. I mean, I guess running it back makes sense. Post-fight reaction from Tom Aspinall. What the fuck you booing? I'm the one that got poked in the fucking eye. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not the one that fucking poked him. I get it, you're frustrated. I don't think the fans weren't booing at Tom for not continuing. I don't think the fans...
Tom Aspinall got poked in the eye on both sides, and unfortunately, people booed him. But Ciryl Gane, to that point, was fighting a great first round. Granted, Tom was getting his in too, but it was a good first round. It was competitive, and it looked like we were watching the two best heavyweights in the world. I want to see them fight again as early as December, if we can. I know that November's done. Look at this. He got his fingers in both. And guys,
hey, look at that.
Look at the left eye.
Aftermath blew up online. Fighters, pundits, and fans tore into each other across socials. Some insisting Aspinall quit, others arguing the bout had no choice but to be ruled a no contest or even a DQ against Gane. Voices like Ariel Helwani defended Aspinall, calling the backlash absurd and reminding everyone the man had literally been poked blind in one eye. This was a medical risk, not a test of courage. Now Aspinall is furious, feeling disrespected and determined to settle the score. Dana White has already said a rematch is in the works, and sources say Tom has gone back into light training, channeling that anger into preparation. When the cage reopens, he won't be fighting just to win. He'll be fighting to make a statement.